environment like effective? This was
That's
like
it.
I think it was effective immediately.
That was
Immediately?
effective
Okay.
immediately.
All right.
Oh, also, side note, Brock
Right.
Lesnar is no longer with WWE. He left.
Yes. However,
So
he
V's
was
gone.
upset about the news, but this is where things are very interesting because, and I'll let Splike answer the questions, but to add to that, yes, at the time, multiple sources were saying that he had left, that he's gone, he was pissed. However, Brian Alvarez did tweet out saying that they were trying to convince him to stay, and somehow they convinced him to stay.
Oh, so he is still
So
there.
he is so, and as of today, at the end of SmackDown, he did show up and he F5'd Austin Theory.
Yeah. Okay.
See, one night only. Sunday.
Unfortunately, that is not going to happen because sources, more reports came out with more news coming out that producers and some members of creative were told that Bruce Pritchard is taking over Vince McMahon's television duties moving forward. Producers were also told that Bruce Pritchard is taking some direction from Vince McMahon as the transition takes place. Now, this is key. We talked about Brock Lesnar leaving, right? And we talked about how multiple people from Brian Alvarez, Fightful, you name it, all talked about how Brock Lesnar was pissed, how he left the building, but he still showed up. This is where when I saw this,
The money was probably really good because we know Brock Lesnar's about his money. So
here's the thing. To me, the way I view it, I think Vince McMahon gave him a call and said, "Hey, I know what you're reading. I know what you're seeing. Just trust me on this." Because I said something in a private chat with a group of friends, and I said, in the very beginning of NXT, and Ringo touched upon it a little bit, you had, and when the guys were coming in, with the influx of NXT superstars getting the call up to Monday Night Raw, you had Triple H guys, and then you had Vince's guys. Brock Lesnar's a Vince guy. Chris Jericho talked about on his podcast how when he would talk backstage, he wouldn't talk to Paul. He would go right up to Vince. Same thing here. Cash, Dax, he talks about how when it was a Raw 25th anniversary, and DX was supposed to come back, and he had just got injured in his arm, and he talks about how he went up to Shawn Michaels and said, "Hey man, I'm really depressed right now. Like I'm feeling anxiety." Like he was literally pouring his heart out to Shawn Michaels. Shawn says, yeah, man, I was in that same boat too. Like it was all shit. And my wife helped me out, and don't worry about it. Like you don't deserve what's gonna happen tonight, but you're better just keep to the road and keep doing what you're doing, and you'll get put over eventually. That same night, in front of the boys, in front of all of Shawn Michaels' friends, he made fun of Dax Hardwood in front of Triple H, in front of everybody. Here's the situation, guys. Say what you will about Triple H. Yeah, he did good for NXT. But people see shit. Now, this is a Shawn Michaels incident. But if you're not a Triple H guy, if you're not that, you're not getting pushed. That's just the way I see it. And looking at this, and looking at Brock Lesnar still showing up at SummerSlam, this is still a Vince McMahon show. That's just the way I see it. Just judging about everything going on, I just see Vince McMahon being the man behind the shadows. Or in this case, being the man behind the curtain.